All right, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Tig for Project Open Mic. Give me a second here. Forgot to put one thing on. Gotta so you guys can see my beautiful face. Anyway, I am back here once again to give you guys a side chat. So I have the good doctor with me. Dr. Feelgood, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Glad to be back. And I told y'all I'll be back.
I got you. If you have a chance to send it to Anderson link, if you can, Doc, if you get a chance.
Okay.
So, last
Did you
night
send it to
was.
me? Did you
Oh
send it
yeah,
to me the link?
I can send you the link. Sorry, I
Okay.
can I can do that. Give me a second. Let's see here. I can copy that.
It's just a food. You know
Alright.
you in love.
You got it. You should be in it. So, with that said, yeah. So, I want to thank everybody out there for joining the Project Open Mic last night. Yes, a lot of y'all were like, yeah, the title caught you. I think that was the second viewed show that I've ever done from since doing Project Open Mic. So yes, thank you for that. I think it's like around 22,000 people. So yes.
All right now. Okay, moving on up.
Well, the 26th was the one when we did the whole black when I talk about the black person showing stuff like that. So it's not bad, not bad, not bad. So let me make sure I put nope, that's not it. That's not it. I'm trying to make sure I have the right screen right there to show the good doctor. Okay, yep, there it is. All right. So subject time. So in this regard, give me a second. Let me see. Subject time. So side chat. We bring up any types of subjects, any kind of topic and stuff like that. I can start with something light, and then I can go into something a little heavy because I do want to talk about this because I saw this story today and it was a sad story. But the sad thing about it is, kids. It's just like for parent, it's hard to go through everything about your kids' aspect. But and and as Doc could say, because he is married and he had a certain way he wanted to not raise his kid, situation to put himself into having a child, and I'm the same way myself too. Like I have to, you have to be careful what's going on. Make sure you protect yourself, guys. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. I'll say 50 million times. And ladies, yeah, be on birth control or something because it's not like I'm telling you, but yeah, you try to be your best to put your children in the best surrounding, the best nature surrounding around them, and still evil still gets to them. So I'll get to that a little later on. But let's talk about something. I know you ain't watched maybe that you have Netflix and whatever. I've watched a lot of reviews of people saying this. Let's do two things. Number one, Space Jam. Yeah, it's not gonna work out. It's gonna be a flop. Sad to
Uh
say.
yeah, look, let me go ahead and be upfront. Although
Yes.
I can watch it, 'cause I think it's on HBO Max or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is on
Or
HBO Max. Yes, it
yeah,
is.
so I have that. I can watch it. Not interested in watching it right now. And trust me, it's not because I'm a LeBron hater. It's nothing about that.
Oh.
I have the original collector's edition on DVD and Blu-ray, I believe. But I haven't had much interest in the movie overall, mainly because I felt like some other movies, it was completely unnecessary. Now, I understand that a remake can be a good, sometimes a great thing, and a few of them have worked out. How you
Yep.
bring something back that came out 20, 30 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and the modern version is so much better. Like, for example, I'm a big fan of the Jungle Book that came out years back, a
Yes,
few
I
years
am
ago.
too. I
I
am too.
love that movie, love it. And a few other movies that were done the same way. However,
Mm-hmm.
for Space Jam, I just said, I don't really see the purpose and but with today's technology, I can understand him wanting to use the new CGI cartoon characters, things like that. So I get it. I get it. But I did read a couple reviews about it, and one of them stated that it just seems like LeBron just wasn't into it himself. Now, I'm not saying I believe this person. I don't know. I haven't seen the film, so I'm not going to say I'm going to trust that person 100% because reviews today, you got to be careful. However, I can definitely, I think it's a possibility, but as I said, I hadn't seen it yet. I am going to watch it within the next week or so. But I did hear or read that basically it's not going to do well. It's not
Well,
nearly like the first one did.
well, here's the thing. It didn't do well in the first week. And things could change, whatever. The problem is though, where LeBron, where the problem happened is where they make most of their money. That is gonna be in China, and right now China is not letting the movie in their country.
Yeah, I saw that too. I said, wait, China banned Space Jam. I said, wait, what? Why?
Two reasons that I could. One of them is reason I know what China will do that, and another reason is because I don't know. Maybe they just want to show something. Because again, remember LeBron James was touting for China and saying all kind of stuff, yeah, and everything, and now it's like, oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you just dribble basketball, you don't do nothing. Now the second reason I would say that, the second reason why I think it happens is basically this. You got more black people in the game, in the more black leads in there. The Son, LeBron, and then even John Cheadle plays the bad guy and stuff like that. Like people don't understand. CCP don't like black people.
No, really?
What up, Anderson? How you doing?
All right. Got some heat stroke, and my legs can't seem to stop hurting. Oh, I need a vacation.
Got you. But yeah, when they release Star Wars, any Star Wars movie they release over in China, Disney has to reposition or take off. What's that?
Black dude.
The black dude. I forgot Bodega. What's his name? They had to take him off the cover.
Have you seen the Chinese poster for Black Panther?
Oh yeah, I have. Yep. It's not good.
Wow.
So
you talking about John Boyega? Yeah, I know you're talking
John
about.
Boyega, yes. They're not showing. They put him to the side. Like, nope. That's what I said. People don't understand how you talk about America's racist. Ha 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 ha. I'm telling y'all ain't been outside the country.
Exactly.
You're not going outside the country. You boy, oh boy.
There are countries that they do some really horrible atrocities to other races, even our own at times.
Oh yeah, yes they do.
And don't get me started on what some of them do to gays.
Well, yeah, well those are those countries. You're correct about that. But I'm just saying, people like to say, "Oh, this doesn't happen and that doesn't." Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Well, you can point it out to them. They'll just say it's propaganda or made up.
Well, it's propaganda. I mean, it's propaganda to them to not do the stuff.
There's really only a few peaceful places out there outside of where people don't judge you based off of where you come from, whatever. Not to say there's no racism period, but there's only a few of them out there where if you from a different area, a different part of the world, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, but most of those areas is if you come with that cheddar, they don't care. Money talks.
Yeah, you don't got the cheddar, they'll give you the boot.
Yeah, you go go to Fiji. You go to Fiji. You go to the Maldives. They're nice places.
I come with the mozzarella cheese instead. I mean, I ain't gonna have cheddar, but I got some mozzarella. I got a little bit of money, a little bit.
I hear you.
I won't bother you. Let's just say that I won't bother you or cause you any problems.
Well, yeah.
You can leave your door unlocked, and I still walk by your house and not even think about it.
That's good.
That's good for you, but they don't see it that way.
But anyway, yeah. So that's what it is. They don't like black people, so I'm not surprised. Most of the characters in Space Jam are black, so just saying.
Oh, and you guys actually saw that one?
Huh?
No, I hadn't
I don't
seen it
know.
yet.
I
I
watched
can't.
I watched most of this. I watched it where it's mostly spoilers. It was spoilers. It was spoiled. So it's like I basically see it, and it has good parts in there. Don't get me wrong. From what they showed in the clips and everything, and the person was doing the review and stuff, they have good parts in there. But the parts that make it what made the first Space Jam what it is just not there. It's just not there, including the part like the bad guys are just the bad guys don't feel like bad guys. It's more
Well,
all
and to me, like I said, I don't know the story, but to me, I think the main reason why Space Jam was so popular and was so big when the first one was that it did two things. It's something that movies rarely do. One, it appealed to both kids and adults. The Looney Tunes to the children, Michael Jordan to the adults.
well.
Two,
I want to say that whole era they had a lot of cartoons that was that. So we can't, they were just in that Space Jam was just in that
Doc,
era.
put it this way. Put it this way. Remember the 90s? Were the Looney Tunes not freaking everywhere?
yeah, of course. But to me, another reason is that it contains something that everybody wanted to see. Well, at least as far as adults and probably even adolescent, children or whatever. It was really a story about something that was realistic in life. Jordan getting back into the groove of playing basketball.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't just a storyline. That's something he also had to really do. Coming, you leaving the league, retiring, then coming back out of retirement, doing, then baseball, then coming back into the league. So he really did have to get back in the groove of that. So they actually put a real portion of his life into the movie. And that's what made everyone wanted to see him come back. Everyone wanted to do that. And you top of that with the looniness and the hijinks. It was just a perfect amalgamation of just comedy to me. Today,
it's in there. That part is in there. The tunes are still the tunes in there. So that part is not off. That is not bad.
Well, you can't mess that up.
Yeah.
But the charm of the interaction you can mess up when it comes to the humans.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. It's just that, like I said before, like the bad guys.
Speedy Gonzalez, did they crucify him?
No, he's in there.
I can understand there was a big controversy.
Well, not really, but he was in
To be
there.
expected.
Speedy Gonzalez was in there. Of course, they used the whole. It was basically okay. Look. It was basically Warner Brothers telling everybody, "Hey, don't forget we own all these other franchises." That's what it really was. And of course, they used like the universe. It was a social media, like it was just it played on the social media thing, and I was like,
They just should have made Shao Kahn the villain. That's all they should have did.
I know, right? But
yeah, they're making a second movie, animated movie, right? Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
War Between Realms.
I knew they would.
I mean, the Scorpion one did well.
I own it.
Yeah, but the point taken with that is, like I said, the bad guys because the Monstars were good thing. This was basically Space Jam was basically like NBA Jam Hang Time, where you have the style and pizzazz. Because the more style, the more style you have, the more points you got. It wasn't really like the shots, like whatever. That's what it was. So it was just that regard. So the points was just like, the points was not sequential, not like in the first game, the first jam, whatever it was. But it's not gonna do very well because again that. So that's one out of the way. Let's go to the other one. I didn't watch it. I know it's gonna be garbage. And Anderson, I know you said it because you said it from the get when you sent me the link to watch it. He-Man. Oh, good grief.
You said He-Man?
Masters of the Universe on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Of course they did it. They turned it into a social justice warrior thing. They had to.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did. They kill off.
Ah.
Spoiler! They kill off He-Man in the first episode.
Wait, what the? Wait, hold on now.
It's actually the Tila show, Doc. Tila and them. Girl power. I knew it was gonna happen. Even though they were saying no, it's not gonna happen. No, we wouldn't do that.
First episode, they kill off He-Man. Ain't that a bitch?
Well, let me go ahead and counter that with the recommendation. If you have Netflix, please do tune in to that anime, Record of Ragnarok. So great. Animation is phenomenal. The way Thor looks, it's probably the best looking Thor I've ever seen.
Is he a redhead, like in the mythology?
I can't recall, but he looks almost he has like some digital stuff going on about him, but his hammer, dude, his hammer is basically about 5 or 6 times the size of him.
Is Sprite, you could jump in anytime you want, you bastard. He asks if the MK cartoon is better than the 2001 live action. Yes, it is. The cartoon is better than live action.
Oh, the Scorpion's Revenge or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, that cartoon was awesome. I mean, basically, the movie was based off that, more or less. The recent movie, it was based off of that.
No, I know that, but it just gave Cole too much time, and they just didn't flesh out some of the characters. That's the best they should.
Yeah, I was curious. So, okay, I did watch the movie twice. Now, as I said, I won't take too long on this, but it's at first when he held those batons, I said, "Is Cole gonna end up being Stryker?"
Nope.
But then I guess not. I said, no, that doesn't make sense. I said, but he's using the same damn weapon. I said, so I guess Cole's going to be a brand new character, essentially.
No, he is a brand new character. That's what it stated up to be, yeah.
Okay. I was wondering, I say, wait a minute. Now, I only know one character that uses batons. I say, that's Stryker. Is he supposed to be him or what? But then when they tied him to being a descendant of Scorpion, I said, well, maybe not.
I'll say this. The Scorpion and Sub-Zero fights was good. Not knocking that at all. Those were good in that movie.
Especially the first one.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The first one was
that
good.
That opening scene was probably the best part about that movie.
I'm with you. I am with you.
And when I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, this is the beginning. The rest has got to be somewhat on par, right? No, it wasn't all bad. But let me tell you what I did not like about the movie. I thought the movie was a good 6 out of 10. I understand it's a video game movie, but if you're gonna focus on the lore, stop putting so much cheekiness in it. Like, to me, Kano was basically playing a role of Johnny Cage in a sense with the comedy. He really was.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Johnny Cage is supposed to be one of comedy. He's not in this one. I said, but Kano was doing a damn good job. I mean, he's the best character in here, if I'm being honest. But I said they did one too many corny things in the movie. Just a few corny things. I said, look,
yeah, it was just composed, like you said, having a joke in this, and having the comedy in the right spot works. But then to have that with something so serious as the Scorpion and the clan wars, it just didn't.
And then, like for example, to me, I think the worst line in that whole movie was when Jax was going against Sub-Zero, and after getting knocked on his ass 3 or 4 times consistently, he gets up and says, "I did 3 tours, motherfucker." Bro, I don't really think your accomplishments in the U.S. Army mean shit to him.
Yep.
Like, to me, that was like the corniest thing ever.
Well, not only that, and then like I said, they gave Liu Kang just a little time. They gave him a lot of, like I said, Cole took over Luke. What I would think should be the Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Kung Lao got taken down like a bitch too quickly.
Yeah, but we did at least get to see his fatality, though.
Yep.
We did at least get to see. So to me, yeah, you're right. It was too soon, but I said at the same time, we don't know. Well, yes, we do, because if you look at the games, the sequels to the Mortal Kombat games don't take. They're not prequels to the first tournament. They're the tournaments after that, right?
Yeah.
So basically,
Except for
you're right.
except for 9 and 10. Those are retelling of the story. But go ahead.
Yeah,
A
well, I'm
reboot.
saying, but he shouldn't have got taken down that fast. He should have been maybe another 2-3 movies after that.
Yep. But it's not enough money so they could do a sequel. We'll see what happened. But again, the Scorpion I think part was good. But going back to the story, yes. He-Man, I'm not surprised. I mean, why? I figured they're gonna do it, but I didn't think it would be that blatant with it, and they did. They were that blatant with the story. Even I had female because I watched some of it, not all of it. I had female people I was watching female YouTubers who grew up with He-Man
Original.
and all this stuff. Even the 2002 version, which I thought was pretty good until the ending part, they kind of boiling it down. Even that was pretty good. There were females and like, can you stop this female power BS? We don't need it. Just tell a good damn story.
My thing is, this actually follow either the comics or follow the actual lore. Like that's all you have to do. All this shit's established.
No,
all
they
the fans, what you do is just tell a story that's already written on paper.
Well, like the lady said when I was watching, and she was like, "Look, if you said this was they said this was supposed to be after the original story. Okay, if it was after, and you just said, hey, this is the story of what happened afterwards, it makes sense. But they lied, and it was a reboot, and it was just seriously again. You do not take one of the It's like
he's the main character.
It's like taking out like Space Jam. It's like taking out Michael Jordan before he bounced the first. Like it just don't make sense.
You know, I heard another one. I think I asked Anderson about this a few weeks ago, but I asked him about the Castlevania anime on Netflix.
Oh.
He says it starts out good. He says then it becomes woke around what you say the second or third season, is it?
Yeah, like towards the second season. Once it gets to the second season, towards the second half, then it goes hard into the territory during the third season, and then it gets more of that during the fourth season. Also, in terms of writing, they go from ridiculously bleak to ridiculously happy from the third to the fourth season. Then again, I think it's because the guy who's in charge, he's one of those guys. Just like the guys behind He-Man and She-Ra and all sorts of things.
I don't even know that. This is what killed me. Modern people, modern directors, stop this. You made She-Ra into a trans, and then you made those characters into nothingness. That was women. You made strong women characters. So let me get this. You took a strong woman character to the trans. Oh, goody. Then you turn the female characters in that lore into jokes. And now you take the main character from from He-Man, kill him, and then make all the women strong and all the men just jerks and dumbasses. Like none of the men are smart.
That's pretty much the trend we're going for pretty much everything that you see nowadays.
It's just so what are you? Stop dumbing it down. You're dumbing down the topics of it. It's just bad.
Look, man. I hate to say this, but I need people to stop. I just want folks to release a damn show or movie. Zero agenda behind it.
Well, here's the
I don't
thing.
want to, I don't want you to put your preference in there. I don't want you to put what you think should happen. I really want you to release
it's not
shit.
that. It's not that. I have no problem if it's a new thing. Again, it's up to me. It's new. That's what you want. I don't have to watch it or watch it. Same thing with He-Man. I don't have to watch it or nothing. But
well, yeah, they're trying to retcon shit.
They're kind of. That's what I'm saying. They take it old stuff and just mess it up. You get this IP. You know a lot of people. The only reason you missed it is because you know a lot of people love this IP. And like, all right, we get money and whatever. And I mean, then you force the garbage down it. If it was a new IP, and I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'll be a little angry, but I'll be less angry that it's you interpreting what you want to do.
Well, you know what though? I'm wondering, with all this wokeness and these feminine agendas, I'm wondering as to, okay, so y'all all about empowering women. where is the director for Ironheart? Since the next Iron Man is in fact a woman in the comics, where is the director stepping up for Ironheart? That should be that's easy because actually in the comics the next one is a woman, just like the next door, and they showed this in the movies. The next door is a woman. So
And
Yeah.
think
But
I
their
think
standards.
first they're gonna do a War Machine show called Armor Wars, and then you get Ironheart, along with all those other characters that they made in comics, but were never popular. But they're still gonna push them.
and I don't want to hear no shit about. I want people to same people denouncing Ironheart because she's black. I'm like, well, in the comics, that's who she is.
Well, like
Yeah,
I said, we always see what they did with Captain Marvel, which was. Mhm. That's it.
And, you know, another movie that had a strong female lead,
Black Widow.
Ghost in the Shell, same character, but Ghost in the Shell, the movie, I actually liked it, but people got on it because it was whitewashed. I said, wait a minute, if you actually watch Ghost in the Shell, the main character, I think, is American in a sense.
Yeah.
So it wasn't whitewashing.
Then the people don't know what they're talking about, Doc.
But I mean, but if you want to see Devin Aoki play the role or someone like that, I get it. But at the same time, it wasn't whitewashing. It was actually a good, proper film. Actually, I love the film, and I wasn't there for Scarlett Johansson. I really wasn't. I wasn't there for her.
But the thing about it is there are movies with. But here's the thing: the things that when you have movies that don't show an agenda or TV show and it's done very well, people then here comes the Twitter rallies to come. That's why I'm not on Twitter; it's a cesspool. The Twitter rallies come and F on it.
And my thing is, look, I'm all for. I don't mind. I'm not the kind of person that believes a woman can't be powerful or they should stay in their place. I'm not that kind of guy. Hell, but I definitely want to tell women at times, the ones that think they need to make a point. You do realize that there was never a lack of strong female leads or strong women characters. Because, for example, the Wonder Woman movie was good, and I take you back even further. Have you guys actually seen Grindhouse Death Proof? You have 4 bitches that were wrecking shit.
Or Set It Off. Or
exactly.
Kill Bill. Or the original Wonder Woman. Or the original Charlie's Angels.
I'm thinking this even in anime, Witchblade, there's been plenty of them. I mean, come on. There has not been any lack whatsoever. Period. But y'all act as though, and you say these things as if there's never been a strong female lead. Bullshit. Some of my favorite games got a strong female lead. Gravity Rush.
I got both of them.
Mine is basically Metroid. That's my favorite game of the franchise of all time. Metroid Samus Aran, first female.
And they're trying to change her into a trans. They're always trying to get her.
No. It was one person trying to give it less. That was that crazy person. Who's that? Only one person tried that. It was not everybody. At first, I thought so too. When I looked at it, it was just that one crazy person that tried to did that, and she's trying to run for Congress in Connecticut or something right now. I'm like, oh Lord, y'all need to stop her.
I just wish people would just release something. Like, look, I give you one. I give you one. As you said, what?
The Invincibles. That's on Amazon.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen it, but I have an interest in seeing it.
I've seen it. It's good. It's straight up. It's almost like without the crappy ending. Thank God. It's almost like Saturday He Passed.
Justice.
No, it's almost like I can't really Guts. Berserk. Holy crap! It is brutal as hell and just straightforward as hell. Jeez. The where people die, they don't joke. They do not joke in this anime. Whew. That is a straight up that gave that if you're looking for like straight up no thrill, no bull crap, none of this stuff that we just talked about. That one right there is Amazon. I gotta give it to you. That's a good one. Wow.
And also, Akame got killed. Like she's a badass assassin.
Okay.
But my thing is, look, just look. If you have a vision, do that. But you know, I will. Let's say you did have a vision of making some changes. Okay, do one or two things. Either, as you know, you just said earlier, make it your new thing, make it its own thing, but don't really try to tie it into the old thing, but you're retconning it. Don't do that. Like for example, I have nothing against I think her name is Daisy from the new Star Wars franchise. I have nothing against her personally. I actually somewhat enjoyed the movies. I did, not a lot, but I did like them. But at the same time, the way they retcon stuff and just force stuff in there, I say this is a problem. I see where it's going, and you're going to piss off a lot of your fans, which they did. They really did.
Yep, not surprised. So, yeah, just I mean, I was not surprised to get that, and I have not watched all of it, but Voltron is not that bad, and Netflix put on there that was pretty good. Just
And you know what though? Quick point. Even when I finished Voltron and I saw the ending, you know, everyone's personalized ending, I said, you know what? I'm glad that they did it this way, where we know how the captain how he ended up. He got married, but they never ever touched on that throughout the entire 5 or 6 seasons ever. It just ended up being a thing. And I said, yeah, I'm okay with that because you didn't force that down someone's throat, and you did not make that a point to show over and over throughout all the seasons. It just once the whole anime ended, you show everyone's happiness, and that was his. Plain and simple. Nothing wrong with that. I wasn't mad at all. I said, hey, that's perfectly fine. Now I know some people are like, wait, the original character wasn't like that. I said, well, look, man, I'm glad we got this Voltron re-released. I think it was great. Was it perfect? No, but this I'm not gonna bitch about about a 10-second scene at the end of the series.
got you. Oh, not bad. We got. I'm looking at this stuff, so we we could address some of this stuff over here. So okay, yeah. So let me go into this topic here. It's kind of dark, and the only reason I'm doing that because again, that's just what I saw. We got about 18,000 people watching right now. Thank y'all for watching on Tempo FM. Lately, I've not been like showing out what the different things. We are on Twitch TV, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're on Tempo FM. And we're trying to get more and more to add on to us, of course. So, with that said, let me talk about this topic here. Okay, it's a topic I wanted to talk about last time, but I left it alone when we're doing the show. Again, having kids is a life-changing thing. It really is. You gotta be careful. You gotta see what's going on. You gotta make sure it is. But with the addiction of social media, like I always said, I'm not giving my child a smartphone until they're in their teens. If I gotta have to reach out for them, I have a phone. That jitterbug gonna be that phone right there. I'm gonna give me that jitterbug. That's what I'm getting. Because peer pressure is way more strong right now, and a lot of people like to be in the it things. They just can't help. They need an outside influence just to make them feel good, and it's a sad thing. Very very bad thing. And I feel for these parents, and sometimes the other two. The stories I want to bring up.
Is
Look,
somebody dead?
there's death in it. Yes. So the story that happened last week when I was literally was talking when you guys was on, and I was like, I'm gonna bring it up, and I said, nah, let it go. This woman, and she felt bad, and of course the CNN, it was a CNN story report, and I saw the video, and I'm like, okay, that sucks. And then I read, and then I went for more. Look, I'll tell you again. If you see a story, dig a little deeper, just scratch a little deeper, you find out more bullshit behind it. CNN, of course, turned it into a whole racial thing, which is why I didn't like it. But but it's still the person did die, so it made a difference anyway. But I wanted to check into more. So this lady moved from New Jersey to South Carolina, and the story was we went from a blue state to a red state, and her daughter, because for the safety of her daughter still get killed, which is horrible. Her daughter got killed. Horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Okay. The problem was it was not because the mom did not took her from a nice place to this state or whatever, because they're trying to make the whole red state bad thing, blah blah blah. You saw what I played last. If you watched the show last night, you saw what Gavin Newsom said. But the red states have more violence than the blue states. Are you out your freaking mind? I don't know what you be seeing, sir, but I know you're full of S anyway. She was hanging around with the wrong people. It made no difference if you move her right beside a church. If she's still gonna hang around with these girls who want to be all up in this negativity stuff, the chances of her getting hurt was still there. It's lesser than it was in New York. I mean, in New Jersey, but still. That was the sad part. And I told I'm sorry for her loss. Her daughter, her daughter died. But it's just a horrible thing.
Yeah, it's sad. So, especially when you make moves to increase the chances of your children's survival, and it still ends up being a failure.
Yeah.
And actually, and this is what I brought up last weekend, that movie American Skin. In a sense, essentially, the father did the same thing. He sent his son to a prestigious school and loved the school. The school wasn't the reason he got killed, but he sent him to a school where he could have a better chance of avoiding all the BS out there. But still, in this school, in this neighborhood, somehow, some way, some random act, he lost his life. And that could be extremely devastating.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, though, the crowd your kids hang with can be a hugely determining factor as to what happens to them. It doesn't matter what you teach them. Of course, it helps, but at the same time, they have to also use that discernment. You can teach them discernment, but they have to also use that discernment to get away from people that have terrible habits, or just even personalities. So, for example, if you're teaching your kids not to do drugs, and your child has a friend that does drugs, gets away with doing it, and more or less glorifies it, that's not good either. Because it's also counterintuitive, or because in one part they're thinking, well, yeah, my parents told me drugs are no good, but yet here's Brandon over here, he does crystal meth, and he's just fine. So what's so bad about it? That type of thought can creep up. That's just one example. I'm not saying it goes that way, but that can happen. Now, you can't control who your kids are always around, but you should definitely, as a parent, monitor that shit very closely. Very closely.
Yeah.
So if you got a daughter, and your daughter has a friend that likes to sleep around with guys and go to clubs and stuff, it may be time for you to start restricting your daughter from hanging out with her as
Well,
much as possible.
well,
You may not be able to stop it completely, but you can
no, no,
definitely
no, no, no,
lessen
no,
it.
no, no. I'm not saying that. There goes into other stories I want to bring up right now, which that person try and see, I'm gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna bring up another story. I forgot to call them whatever they call them, the twerk twins in Dallas or some down there. No, in Alabama, it's Alabama. Of course, they seek attention. They seek attention, whatever, and they got the wrong attention, and the father tried to intervene, and he got killed. And now they're saying, "Oh, can you guys give us they're going to go fund me and stuff because you go bury your father and stuff." I'm like, you put him in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst case scenario goes to what you just saying is what I'm talking about right now. This story just happened. I don't know. I think it's in Atlanta. This guy told his 14-year-old daughter, "Hey, what's going on, whatever, you know," and she brought this crazy, she brought this dude. She's dating this 17-year-old dude, and he's like, "I don't want him in my house. Keep him away from around my house." Very simple rule. You think that? Well, what do you think the daughter did? Sneaked him into the house in her bedroom.
Oh,
He
boy.
found out, of course, he went up there to find out like what's going on or whatever. Did not know that this dude had a gun or whatever. And when he confronted the dude, he shot the father. Father's dead in his own house because the girl didn't want to hear nothing. So you can be a good parent as best as you can, but that again, that outside influence is very, with the whole social media is now, it's very strong. You gotta really, like Doc just said, you really gotta take a look at that stuff, man. And that's what so you introduce your kids to that thing as slow as it can. Cause it's a crazy beast once they get into it.
Yeah, my wife and I, we've had more than a few talks about, once we have kids, how we're going to raise them, the tactics we're going to use, the things we're going to implement and restrict. But the one thing her and I discuss more than anything is that I'm not going to tolerate much bullshit from the outside influence of people. Like, for example, there are a lot of parents out there that at any given point in time, they don't know where their kids are, or they know their kids is over Jamie's house, but they don't know shit about Jamie. They didn't call Jamie's parents. They didn't call in to check in to see who is this Jamie, who the parents are. My wife and I said, no. If you go over anyone's house, if you spend time with anyone, any person you call a friend or whatever, I need to talk to them. I need to talk to their parents. Plain and simple, whether we want them both, I need to talk to both the person and their parents. I need to know where they live, what part of town. Because a lot of parents today, they know where their kid is, but they don't know what this other kid is like. And they never spoke to the parents. Never. Ever, ever. And then when some shit pop off, they're surprised.
Yeah. And I just felt, look at that, you just caused your father to die just because you didn't want to listen. Just because you think you growing at 14 years old and you know better. You wanted to see this stupid young boy. You found out now he was walking around with a gun and stuff like that. Just I don't know, just messed up. And since we've been doing it, I'm gonna tack into it a little bit before we call it a night. But again, yeah, you gotta be careful of how outside influence. Like I say, introduce them to social media as slow as you can. That's my best advice to you. I'm not a parent, but I know that's the shit what I'm gonna do. I've talked to a person about that.
And plus, on top of that, I would say, don't give your kids unrestricted access to it.
Nope.
So, for example, I'm not saying I'm going to be the parent that you can't have a cell phone, you can't have a computer, nothing like that. But I tell you what, your shit's going to be heavily monitored, and I'm not allowing you to sit on Facebook for hours per day. Believe me, I'm going to monitor what you do
Well, here's the thing.
as
I
best as possible.
I got you. Yeah, for you, and that's what yours doing, and that's good. Like I said, for me, that jitterbug ain't no daggone smartphone about it. It's just a phone. If I gotta use it to call you in case of practice, if you're doing some after school activities,
Oh,
whatever.
you talking about you talking about those burner phones that drug dealers use.
Not really. The jitterbug is basically well, they might not be using it for that, but it's basically for senior citizens. You got a big old buttons, small screen. You can receive a text.
Come on, bro. The big
Yes,
old buttons, really?
exactly. But they don't have no smart screen. They don't have no smart. It's not a smartphone. That's the whole point. You text and you call. That is it.
Their text message is limited to 50 characters.
Hey, I don't care.
What you gonna give them 100 text messages a month?
No, they're gonna be unlimited text. I'm just saying that it's not gonna be a smartphone where they could go and they have unlimited access to it. Like you've been to my house, you saw that because you saw when you're upstairs in my media room. I have a computer. That's gonna be the computer there. They ain't got a computer in their room. They're not.
No, oh, no, I'm not doing that. No, you will
They're
not
not
have your
getting a
own.
TV. You're not getting your own TV in your own room. You're not getting your own computer in your own room. No, you ain't. It's gonna be up where I can see everything.
I get it because today, like, I'm not a big social media person at all. My wife would tell you that. But just, I think maybe a couple of days ago, we had a conversation where, of course, she knows I'm not big on social media. I log into Facebook once every 4 full moons at best. I mean, literally, you probably see me there twice a year, 4 times at best. I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only for a few minutes. Um, I don't have the app downloaded on my phone or anywhere else. I don't have TikTok or anything else. I really don't.
Well, don't put
Period.
TikTok on them because again, China literally just came out saying that we spying and we hacking in your phone. So
Yeah, I know. I know. I never downloaded it at all. Never had
neither did
any
I.
interest in it.
Neither did I.
But my wife said that, but you know what? Since the reason and that right there, the fact that you're not going to do it is the reason I am going to do it. She said, and I have to admit, her reason was sound. It's because a lot of disconnect with children and parents today is that parents are not up to speed on what children are getting into. For example, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever, one of the worst things that my generation did as, teenagers, whatever, was possibly smoke a cigarette or smoke weed. Something very simple, not too dangerous. It really wasn't. Today, you got kids playing these dangerous social media games. What was it about 5 years ago or 10 years ago? Planking in the middle of a street.
The Tide Pod
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah. The blackout challenge. Yeah, she just told me about that, and she says the reason why I'm going to have social media. She said because if you're not on it, how can you know what these kids are doing? And
I
I have
get
to
that.
say,
No. I
I have
get
to
that.
now she doesn't get on it to for the same reasons as other people, but she merely wants to use it as a weapon to stay in touch and monitor what is trending so she can stay ahead of it. And I say, you know what? I can totally understand that because if your kid says something, there's always this slang every day. We talked about this too. If your kid says, "Hey, hey, mom, that's fleek or whatever," like, wait, what the hell is fleek? What is that a real word?
No, I get that. That
It,
makes
What is
sense.
that?
I didn't know.
It means that it means that like the top S, the top the top shit or it's perfect. Fleek. They say your weave is on fleek. It's perfect.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
kids, no matter the generation, say the stupidest shit.
I know. So trust me, I get it. But when she said that, I said that makes sense because these kids today, every generation of children, they make up new slang terms and terminology. They make up new ways to describe the same shit we're doing. Back then, it was called smoking a joint. Today, it's called getting lit. it all means the same shit, but they give it a new word, new term, and you will never know. And sometimes they're like speaking in code. So she's right. She wants to use it as a weapon to stay ahead of our children. So when they say some weird shit to her, it's not weird to her because she's heard it. She's heard it and she knows exactly what they mean. And I said, I said, I understand. You can be that person in this marriage that you stay ahead of me. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be keeping a watchful eye and restricting. So one's staying ahead and one's pushing them back, keep them away from. And to me, both is nothing wrong with it. But I definitely do agree with her method that it's dangerous. Like I think about maybe 10 years ago, I heard about some new thing they were doing, and I forget the name of it. It does have a name, but they're taking shots directly to the eyes. They would literally take a
Yeah,
shot of vodka
no,
and
yeah,
sit it on their eyeball because it
eyeballs.
goes direct to the stream, the
Yeah.
bloodstream. I say, what the? Why?
Well,
Why? Why?
The
why would you,
people are
why would you,
bored and they got a lot of free time on their hands.
and they're looking for adoration shooting in it. Because again, why would you take a condom, put it in your nose, and put it out to your mouth? Just disgusting. Or the Tide
The-
Pod challenge. Again, I'm not against it. Go right ahead. Stupid people should die. I don't know. I don't care. People are like, oh, you're wrong for doing it. I'm not saying to go ahead, but if you're dumb enough to do stuff like that and you die that way, you died a stupid caveman death. You played a stupid game. Congratulations, you won a stupid prize.
You got people using Tide Pods for everything except cleaning their dirty britches, their drawers.
Exactly.
And you got people putting condoms everywhere except what they should.
Exactly.
But always a male condom, never a female condom. Ain't that weird?
But you know what? Here's something else that happened. I learned, and this is probably about 15 years ago. And this is a little bit embarrassing, but I don't care. So I had got arrested for, I think I had like a speeding ticket warrant or some shit. And I heard some guys they were talking about cheese. I'm thinking, you talking about fucking dairy products? Like, what the hell's going on? Come to find out, now I don't do drugs, so I'm completely clueless. I think that's when you mix cocaine with Tylenol PM. What the hell are you guys getting into where you mixing the same shit I take to get rid of a cold and flu? As if the cocaine part wasn't enough. Now you gonna get high and cure runny nose. Come on now. I mean, I need to know who came up with this stuff and why.
And also, is he alive or dead? To fix the problem.
Yep. But let me just read a little bit of the comments here. Since I haven't read them in a long time, so that you guys put them there. So I'm not gonna think, but I ain't gonna read a lot of them because like I said, it's just how situation is. So let me see here. Delamon from New York. Okay, she deserves punishment as well. She is a accomplice. Yeah, I get it. Just I understand. Hassan Sain from Germany. The "you can't tell me" ish has ruined and caused so many lives. That is true.
I would have to agree with that because
is
that's
true.
probably one of the most popular things they say.
Yes, you can't tell me. I'm like, well, get your ass out of my house then.
Yeah,
That's most
I'm
of
with
my
you right
mom
there.
told me. You pay any bills? No, okay, then get out of my house. If you ain't paying no bills in there, you ain't worth nothing. Zacharias Magwood from France. The man did his best to get his family in a good position and on the right track, just to get taken out by some foolishness. Life can be unfair sometimes. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, such is the chaos of life, man. You're right. It's very unfair because we all think that if I do A, B, C, D with good intentions, then nothing should happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not out here trying to cause harm. nor am I trying to inconvenience anyone. Yet to some of us, it meets us at the doorstep, and we're sitting here thinking, "Why this happen? Why this happen to me? I'm not the one
Yep.
out here trying to cause trouble. I'm actually trying to make a difference."
Yeah. You're and Poland from Poland. You're Bolanks Bolich. Pronounce the name. I apologize. Kids, especially girls these days, don't have the respect of their parents anymore. I wouldn't dare do that to my parents. I will be typing. Or I wouldn't be typing today. That is true. That is true. I would never do that because I would not be. You're exactly correct. If I even come close to that, I don't think I'll be here. With my mom, no, she wouldn't play that. She
Yeah,
would never
but,
play
but
that.
you know what though? I agree because parents for the last, I would say, 20 years that they've been a little soft. They want to be friends more than parents.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
is
thinking, look, you can be your kid's friend second, but you need to be their parent first. Yeah, it's okay to be buddy buddy. If we all want our kids to like us, but I don't want you liking me at the risk of you running over and overstepping me. Now
yep.
that's a problem.
No, you are 100% correct about that. At the state,
Gentlemen, my sole caveat though is you can have good intentions, you can do whatever Doc said, do whatever Liger said, but if you put your kids in public school, then you ain't doing as much as you think you are. Not enough.
True.
true, but not all public. Again, I know where you are. And I agree with you with one majority of stuff. Not all public schools are the same. There are places where public schools is pretty good, but again, let's be honest. Most of the states that have the bad, we know it in Chicago, we know it in New York, you know in Atlanta, Los Angeles. It just ain't those. But
So basically, you mentioned all the cities that are horribly crowded.
basically, well, we know in Chicago they're
Yeah.
killing people left and right. So it ain't no joke. Like I said, Anestek Belez from UK. Many men are dead because of baby mamas, bad wives, and bad daughters. The jails are full with men because of these same women. Your baby mama will call her new man on you in a heartbeat. Be careful. Save yourselves. Wow.
Damn. But you know what? She's
Kan-
speaking straight up truth.
Yeah.
Kanoshi, that you? Join us, brother.
That's well, that ain't him, but yeah. Don Barres from UK as well. Father tried to do the right thing by his daughter and led her into the right direction and end up losing his life because of it. The daughter is going to live with the rest of her life knowing she caused his death. R.I.P. to Mr. Yeah, the name of the guy was Loren Thomas. All right, so you didn't know the story. So R.I.P. to Mr. Thomas. I will be careful on her because she might kill herself.
Yeah.
She might be
Or
suicidal.
others.
I can see that.
I don't think others. She might do the dude. The dude is also kind of the father was fighting with the dude, so he's in critical condition. He might die too, but I think she might kill her. You got to keep her on suicide watch because that see her father. She saw her father got shot.
Yeah. Man.
So Dimitri Harris, she didn't listen to what her father said was telling her, and now he lost his life. Dimitri is from France. Let's see, Lloyd Dixon from Washington. Oh, Washington D.C. Okay. I pray to God that wow. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll read it. I pray to God I never get a daughter. If I ever decide to have kids, not to sound prejudiced, but most of this dysfunction comes from father not being allowed to put their foot down when it comes to their daughters. These young ladies end up becoming creators of pookies and ray rays and baby mamas and drama. We have all displayed and despised. This is a sad reality Black people have to deal with, but refuse to address.
Hey, I have a quick question for you.
Go ahead.
Are you do you also doing comments from Facebook or just one place?
I mostly read. I mean, I could see Facebook stuff if anything, but I don't have the. I'll be like I said before. I'm always honest. Like I go where the most activity is.
Okay.
I see
The
one
reason
in
I was asking,
Facebook. I see
come
one.
on. Okay.
I see it. I see it. If I see it, then I will address it. Like I said, we have because like I said on Facebook right now, I got like 3 people watching, while on I got 2 people watching on YouTube. I have 4 people watching on Twitch, and then I have 18,722 on Tempo FM. So you know where I'm gonna go.
Yeah, no, I was just asking because I think my wife said she put one on Facebook. She's watching through that.
Okay, well I'm
Okay.
gonna check it out and see what she says. I see it. If I second. All right, yeah, I see it now. Parental guidance these days for a lot of these. Parental guidance these days, a lot of is based on environmental influence. We moved to a better neighborhood, pay for better schools, but we forgot that most important protection we can provide to our children is wisdom, which is true. Mentally, things don't teach us. Oh, it's a long. Sorry, I got it a small thing, so I didn't see the whole. I gotta press more. We don't teach value, but yet how adults and children value worth. As parents, we want our kids to have everything we didn't, but it was those moments not having that we discovered who we were. It's so much pressure to be a part of when we should be teaching our kids to stand out and be apart. And I'm not tripping here, but Anderson could vouch this what I said this. I've said again, where we're supposed to be a community, we're not a community. Where we're supposed to be independent, we're not. Where we're supposed to be a community, we're independent. Where we're supposed to be independent, we're a community. And wisdom, you already know how. Like I said, knowledge is power. Wisdom is empowerment. That's how I always been saying that. You could take you what your wife said is correct. You could take the kids away from all this nonsense. But if they're going to school, but that's what I said. That's what you said. You corrected. I know you were joking with me, Doc, but you saw the joke that I said. I am going to get them a jitterbug. I'm not joking. I'm not. I am dead hard serious. I'm introducing them incrementally into that. Am I going to be the perfect parent? Heck no. Am I going to stop this from them being that? No. But I want to teach them self-worth. I felt the same when I was raising my sister. The time that she come to me and tell me all kind of stuff, I felt that. I was like, oh wow, no, and I had to bring up her confidence so she don't look for the outside influence. And it's more tougher with girls than boys. Boys just use violence and they could do stuff. Girls can use manipulation and get themselves into messed up situations.
And I've seen more than a few instances in my lifetime where just bad parenting period. For example, I've seen in the cash register, the person in front of me buying their 8-year-old Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm thinking, what are you thinking? Now, I understand not every parent is up to date on gaming or knows what's going on in gaming, but you didn't think to question the mature label on the front of the damn game? Like, honestly, the kid is 8 years old.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that Grand Theft Auto is not a computer, it's not a smartphone, but I will still say this. It is still digital entertainment that you should be monitoring to some extent. The same way you can look at a movie and if it's rated R, you say, no, you can't watch this. Okay. The same thing with that game. If it says rated M for mature or higher, you don't let them play that game. I don't care if they want it for their birthday. I don't care if they've been asking about it. You don't do that. When I saw that, I said, what in the hell? I don't care if that kid's already cursing. You don't get Grand Theft Auto at 8 years old.
Did you feel the urge to slap the parents?
No.
Honestly, dude, I feel sorry for the kid.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the kid because that is a lot of sex, drug, and violent influence in that game that they're going to get to play dozens of hours of. And I'm pretty sure the parent is not going to be sitting in the living room monitoring and watching them play. Oh. It's going to be okay, go ahead and play. Yeah, they're in the room playing.
That's what I said. I'm not getting a TV for my kid either. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You can come watch TV outside where I can see everything. Might sound bad, but that's what my mom did. That's what my mom did. I'm following exactly that too. I'm sorry.
Because today, if you think about the content on TV today, oh man, it's gone beyond left. Period. There,
I gotta
like,
read this. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No. Go ahead. No, I see a comment here. I gotta read this because I basically have a video about it. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, like my wife, when it comes to our niece, there's YouTube has a children's section or whatever, but she makes sure she monitors that because a lot of those children's cartoons, they're teaching kids, even small infants, bad
Yep.
habits.
Yes, they are. They're documenting their kids. We're telling them what man could be woman,
Blue's
woman could be
Clues
man, all
teaching.
that stuff. Yep.
Yeah, Blue's Clues teaching kids about drag queens. Oh god.
Yeah. So let me read one video, but I want to read one comment, but there's another comment I got to read. So, Kevin Duvar from the UK, very sad story, and we are hearing a lot of these kind of stories a lot lately. I definitely agree with you, Liger. When these kids start acting like they are grown, kick them out. There's no second chance. Just because because they can cost your life or lives of their siblings. That is true because there's a story with Ayana did where the father kicked and the mother was a problem and the mother was an enabler, and they kicked out the son and someone, why did you kick me out? You should never kick me out. The reason he kicked him out was the dude he stole the father's gun, and the guy was hanging out with thugs, and lucky for him he got his gun back. But you stole my gun to be around your thuggy friends. No, then you shoot somebody. Then I'm in jail. Get the hell out. No, bye. You stole my gun. Not good. Now the part we're gonna show was Rashan Wadidi from Egypt. No matter how good you raise them, your precious little girls as a predisposed for thug loving. On my channel, I have a literally on the in the straight no chasers. Let me see if I can find it. In the straight no chasers of it, I have a video where I say who teach these girls these things. That girl was a young girl talking about that, like, oh, you're boring. You're boring. You thought, drug dealer. It's exciting, and they're gonna take care of you. I'm like, who put this crap in this girl's head?
Mama, TV, school, and all sorts of biological inclination.
I'm like, that is so ridiculous. And I'm like, she was saying that. I was like, oh, because you're bored. If you got nine for a job and you're a cashier, I'm sorry, but you're boring. I'm like, what job you got?
But see, we you know what though, and the problem is the influence is all around.
Yeah.
Because it's in the magazines that they see on the counter when they go to Walmart, when they say something like, oh, lose 10 pounds in 10 days with this diet. Or it's in the videos they watch, whether it be BET, MTV, whatever, where they're wearing the flashy outfits and they got the perfect bodies and stuff like that, and the skin tone, the long hair, all the luxury. And then it's on television with the live reality shows where the drama, you love and hip hop and all this shit. It's all around them. Every aspect of their lives is surrounded by people glorifying all the shit they shouldn't even be privy to. Period. They glorify drug dealing. And Chris Rock said it best back in his first stand-up special. He says you get more credit getting out of jail than graduating college.
Yeah,
and it's true. It's very, very true.
In those type of environments, yeah. And it's sad.
He said 1, 2. He said, so what you can count 1, 2, 4, 5. So what? Counting these rocks, bitch.
Exactly. Well,
Chris Rock, where did your balls go?
Well, his wife, ex-wife, I should say.
But it's especially for women, little girls. The influence is all around them. Period. So when your TV, and of course, I forgot to mention your radio, as I told you earlier, my wife, we had a long conversation about this yesterday. 20 years ago, women R&B artists and rappers, they did uplifting music, getting out of bad times, bad situations. Today, it's all about empowerment. And what now empowerment, nothing's wrong with that unless you're taking the wrong direction. So, for example, the likes of
Double
Cardi B and
speak.
Nicki Minaj, they teach empowerment through sex. Be empowered
Yeah,
sexually, take advantage of men.
Meg the Stallion.
See, that's the wrong direction to take. And so when they see that all the time, and those are the popular musicians, those are the popular artists, guess what? Almost every kid wants to be with the popular crowd. Okay, Tim, right now, just a random question. What random 12-year-old daughter you know right now is listening to Jill Scott?
Not
Who?
really.
Erica
Scott.
Badu.
She's just as bad off her, but they're listening to her.
Exactly, but all of them. Megan Thee Stallion.
No. Let me clear what I just said. Erica Badu outside of music is just as bad as these other women. The stunts she's been pulling the last couple of years is just ridiculous. Speaking of
No,
that,
I'm talking about classic stuff though. Like I said, it's more
okay.
uplifting.
I know, I got you. I'm just giving an example. Yeah, she's not whatever. She changed her ways too. And there's a topic I wanted to talk about, and I might do it next week. We gotta talk about Nick Cannon with what's going on with Nick Cannon. That's stupid the way he's doing.
What are you doing?
No,
I don't follow celebrity news.
He getting all these girls pregnant. These IG thoughts, just pregnant them up. He got 4 kids in the last 6 months.
Oh shit! Damn! What the hell?
I know that the black population in the United States has stayed consistently at what 15 or so, but that's not the way to do it, brother.
Well,
We don't need more stupid kids.
No, he has lupus and he's trying to do his legacy and all. Something's wrong with him because it's not. I don't, because I was listening to a podcast and there was like, yeah, he's trying to spread his legacy and he's gonna teach these kids these games and stuff like that. No, he's not. If he dies tomorrow, what will happen? Is the damn IG thoughts are gonna be the influence, and they're gonna be messed up. They just want the money. That's all they want. They don't care.
Oh gosh.
But I'll say that for another day. Let me read this last one here because this person did put a lot of time, so I'll leave it at that. I'll do 3 more, two quick random on this last one because they put a lot of effort in it. Richard Henry from UK. We lose another good black father behind Pookie and Keisha. R.I.P. to the dad in heaven. People always say they want good fathers, but something like this is what brings good fathers down, which is
yeah.
Jamelia Stefan, which is from South Carolina. Okay. As hard as it is, we have to teach our kids the difficulty of that lesson. They need to learn that their choices have consequences and responsibilities. That's just old school. And last but not least, Rioran Rios from Portugal. I was not allowed to date until I was 16 years old. It had to be, and trust me, I was right there with you too. It had to be a group setting because I was not allowed to be alone with a boy or your female. Because I couldn't tell if it's a boy or girl. So yeah, for a boy.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
I had my first alone date with a boy when I was 17. It had to be in a public place. At no time was I allowed to be alone with a boy per my mom's rule. My mom was a single mom who had me at 18 years old. She did not want me to repeat her mistakes. My mom and my grandmother raised me with the morals and respect for myself. I never thought to put my morals aside, especially for no boy. I focused more on my schooling and college education. My cousin who were around the same age as me, all female cousins had babies out of wedlock, but at the same time were 18. My male cousins were all in relationships with women who were trash. I am the only one who did not have a child it was until I'm old in my 20s. I was married first. I didn't regret it. Did not regret it either. I was taught that marriage is the first relationship that a woman should be who are not. Wait, sorry. I mean, my eyes went a little fast. I was taught marriage first, relationship with a woman who were trash. I am the only one who. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. I'm getting it. Sorry. I was taught marriage first, then start a family. I am 39 years old, happily married with three children of my own. My cousins, male and female, have been into multiple relationships over the years, had children with people who weren't even married, and some of them have multiple married multiple times. I am glad to
Uh,
listen to my elders and did not whore around. I remain a virgin until I'm married, and I'm happy and better for it for right now. The things that you guys are talking about on this podcast is things a lot of young girls and young people need to hear. Sadly, in the black community, we do not acknowledge most of this stuff and we always pretend and play up to more popularity. Thank you guys for taking your time to do this podcast. Hey, you are welcome. That's why I want to read that because it's long. And thank you, Miss Rios. Thank you. It's something I'm gonna try my best to preach white, preach white what I do, learn about what I do. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite,
Practice
regardless.
what you preach.
Practice what I preach. Yes, just like it's just crazy, and it's just crazy. We need to have these discussions. We need to have this set up.
but
So,
but I realized a long time ago, man.
mhm.
We what we represent is considered boring.
Why
See,
you
a
da-
good
just
life.
like just like I said that girl said. What did I said about that girl? She said that's boring.
Yeah, see, a good life, a secure life, a happy life. That's boring. See, fun. See, they want things. See, interesting is fun. Happy is boring.
Stress free
Anything,
is boring.
yeah, anything that is secure, that is consistent, it's boring. The new generation is taught you want that instantaneous high. You want something that's going to make all your friends jealous, want to be you or want to be around you. You want to be the center of attention. You do not want to simply be left alone. Like, for example, for Liger and myself, I could have lived, I could have got a house in the city or closer to where everything is. I mean, all the shops and amenities, all the malls. I moved about a half hour away from all of it. I'm outside the city limits, just outside of it. So I'm not too far where I can't get help from a hospital really quick, but I'm close enough to get there within 20, 30 minutes. But let me tell you, I like being away from all the riffraff, all the noise, all the things. I don't even like going to restaurants anymore when I know they're gonna be crowded. I'd rather go to a restaurant at noon or 1 p.m. on a weekday as opposed to 6 p.m. on a Saturday. But today's youth, they're taught, and this is the main phrase they're taught: YOLO. You only live once, and
Once.
I can say that's true. You only do got one life to live, and you should live it to the best of your ability. But at the same time, that don't mean you do a whole bunch of risky shit that's not well thought out.
Yep. Yep.
I have the money and the time to YOLO. I just choose not to because you live too much at one time. As I say, you live in the fast lane, you get in the car crash real quick.
Or you get burned out quick. Yes, it is.
But that's what they're taught today. If it's not interesting and fun and lit and popular, then it's boring. And that's sad because even I can admit, hey, you're right. Honestly, overall, if you think about it objectively, things like marriage and security, they are boring. Objectively speaking, they are. but you can make them as interesting as you like while being secure in the fact that, hey, I may actually live to see 100 years old. You living your life, but you burned out or dead at 21 versus me living a consistent life, like the comparison of tortoise and the hare, but I live to see 80. I wonder who had more fun, the one that was 20 years old or the one that was 80 years old. I think I've seen more and done more.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, I've traveled across this world and everything, and do a lot of stuff myself, meaning down to music and everything. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at there. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, what's going on? And I'm also gonna point since I got Anderson on there. I gotta say one more thing. Funny again. Remember, I've you see me prove this multiple times. Again, white. I'll say this. I'll say it again. White, progressive, left women are the most racist people you will ever run into. Trust me. That they will do that. Funny how California is trying their best right now to stop Larry Elder, a black man, from running. Even though they say we like black people, we want to help. Okay, a black man's running for governor. Well, we're gonna block him here and block him there. We don't want him to run. Like, oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
So
But it's to be expected.
he's suing to sue him because they say no, he didn't send the right papers. He's like, no, we have copies and we have the evidence to show that we send you the right papers to file to run for governor. Stop playing games. All right, we'll just sue you. So right now he's leading the pack of people. So I'm praying for you, brother. While you're there, hope that someone like him takes over. I'm praying.
They're trying very hard to make sure that they stay in power forever, the ruling class. So told someone you got criminals and illegals being treated better than actual citizens.
Yep.
Citizens just get the stick.
Got you. Well, with that said, thank you all for joining us up there. We got up to about 19,000, which is not bad. That's good. Again, you know how it goes. Share the content. Tell them that. If you want to catch the replays, you go to youtube.com, Project Open Mic, and Tampa FM, Radio T3, of course. You got that. That's how it's set up to see any archive stuff. But Project Open Mic on YouTube is the best spot. We're going to branch out more and more into other stuff, like Rumble and everything else. But again, it takes time doing some of this stuff of life. So with that regard, just it is what it is. So any final thoughts you have, Anderson, before we go?
Yeah, we're past halfway through the year now. To those who still care enough to try, keep trying. And to the rest of you who just said F it a long time ago and just take things as they are, well, there's no hope for you.
Okay. Hey.
No offense to certain people that we know.
Got you. Mr. Ken, Dr. Feelgood, how you doing? What's your final thoughts, sir? Oh, he's paused. Okay, I didn't see that. All right, well, I'll just say my point right here. My point is basically, as you said.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that some.
Yeah, we basically finishing up. I said, what's your final thoughts?
Oh, my final thoughts are
wrap it up.
But actually, my wife and I were
That's
just
true. That is true.
we were just saying this, but basically, people, kids, please slow down. Truly, slow down. You don't have to be a part of everything. You have to know everything. You don't have to be in tune with everything. Slow down. You have more than enough time to live your life and have great experiences. Don't feel like y'all have to be a part of something to live your life. Like, just slow down. And truly, we all heard this expression. Slow down and just be you.
Doug, for me, that's actually the problem.
Got you. Well, I'm gonna say this. For me, again, it's gonna be tough. I'm not a parent. I'm just, as you just heard, I read up a comment from a woman who is a parent and said what we are saying here is very important. So take it as that. But yes, just be careful and in a serious sense, just enjoy life. Don't try to, like Doc just said, don't follow the crowd. Don't be crazy in the guard. You have plenty of time to do this. Right now, we just came from a scandemic that kind of scared people to make people do certain things. So you don't have to. So with me now,
And they're still pushing it.
Yes, they are.
With the Lambada and the Delta and the Omega and whatever other letter in the Greek alphabet.
Yeah. But and like Anderson said right there, that's the definition of what a disease will do. It always mutates. I don't know. I've said that from since last when it first started. When I'm like, we're gonna do this, and like, yeah, but you're gonna still have mutation. But anyway, and I'm not a scientist. But with that regard, in that setup there, just for real, just take care of yourself, then your family, then your neighbors, then your community. I mean, seriously, without you, you can't do nothing. So take care of yourself, be as healthy as you can, and save up your money. After last night's show, like I said, save up your money best way you can, protect yourself, live your life as easy as it is. You'll have times where you can enjoy, like Doc just said, to go out and do, travel the world and do things. All right, that's what's gonna happen. So for me, remember, evil comes in all shapes, colors, size, creed, sex, height, gender, nationality, countries. Evil is evil, and for me, as usual, guys, even though we just talked here, the main thing: people are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual. Remember, knowledge is power, but wisdom is empowerment. So peace out. Get y'all. Have a good weekend.